Hi everyone, Haley here, one of the nutrition providers from Vitality Health Matrix. And for today's topic, we're going to go over just a few strategies for how to plan for the week ahead and stay well nourished. All right, now I understand that there are so many different schedules out there, different scenarios, emergencies that happen, and just unique curveballs, right, that get thrown our way throughout the week. And what I want to help you do here is no matter what the week looks like, find simple, attainable ways to prepare for the week ahead so you can support your body and your goals no matter what life throws at you. And of course, it's not about, looking or doing this in a perfect way, right? We should know that that is not what we're aiming for. What we're really trying to do is just do our best, right? So I will always say this, these things that we can prepare in advance, they are easy to do, but they're also easy not to do, right? So, tell yourself that. I even have to tell myself that. Like, I know this is easy to do, but I also know I could take the easy way out and not do it. But what is going to be better for me, right? So ask yourself that question and just know it is entirely up to you and what you're willing to prioritize so that you can do your best to control the controllable and really give future you more ease, right? Sound good? So let's just dive right on into it. And the first suggestion I have for this is while you're in the kitchen cooking food, make your time worth it. All right, so what I mean by this is, and I think what I'll just do here for the ease of this conversation is just give you an example of what I do here. Okay, so when I'm cooking Sunday's dinner, I'm going to make my time worth it in the kitchen by making a lot more food on top of Sunday's dinner so I can have easy grab and go proteins and veggies waiting for me in the fridge when I need it, typically for a lunch or for a snack, right? So what exactly does this look like? Say I'm going to make a spaghetti squash in meat sauce for Sunday's dinner. I'm going to get a very large roasting pan to roast that spaghetti squash on. And to that, I'm going to add a bunch of vegetables, whether that is fresh or frozen veggies. I'm a big fan of keeping frozen vegetables on hand because you never know when you're in a pinch and you need those easy veggie options, right? So typically I'm going to combine both of those vegetables, again, fresh or frozen, to the roasting pan as well with the spaghetti squash. Maybe I, slice up some onions, I crush some garlic, I add some of my favorite seasoning, a light drizzle of avocado oil, and those veggies are now going to get roasted up with the spaghetti squash and not only be enjoyed for Sunday's dinner, but I'm going to ensure there's enough being cooked up so that I have plenty of vegetables for leftovers for the next few days and guarantee that there's always going to be, of course, leftovers from the spaghetti squash and the meat sauce as well, too, which, of course, can, be something easily reheated for lunch, but even for a quick, easy dinner, especially when you're in a pinch. Again, you need something quick. Maybe you're done with work, you need dinner quick because now you're moving on into the evening plans, right? Whether that is taking kids to this sport or this appointment or going to a school meeting or small group, whatever the week entails, right? So that's just one little tip there. And in addition to this, I also like to cook up extra proteins. So those leftovers can be had for easy lunches as well. Now, I personally love making like turkey or even beef burgers, maybe cooking up some chicken in the pan. And once it's done cooking, I shred it. These are just a couple examples here, but these are easy proteins. I can quickly whip together, cook up, and store in a storage container, right? So I'm not left scrambling, looking for something to quickly throw together and eat in between work calls during the work days. It's not going to work. I'm either one, not eating and waiting too long to eat after, my work calls when I finally have some time to make something, or I'm just grabbing something, like processed food or chips or something that just, I know it's not going to sustain me, right? Or help me with my goals or help me feel good. Now, again, doing this on Sunday usually carries me through until Wednesday, and then I'll repeat this and make a large dinner on Wednesday night, doing the same thing so I can have easy leftovers for the second half of the week and even into the weekend. All right. Now, another way I prep for the week ahead is when we go grocery shopping, which this is typically on the weekends. I come home with any fresh veggies or fruits and I clean them, chop them up, and properly store them right away. All right. This may take 10 to 15 minutes of my time to do. Of course, just depending on how many fruits or veggies you bought and how many you want to prep. But I will tell you, future me is always thanking past me for doing this because I know, again, if this isn't done, I'm not likely going to do it when I'm busy and I need it. Again, it's that concept of it's easy to do, but it's also easy not to do, right? And guess what? If I don't do this, again, I know I already said this, but instead I'm going to be reaching for those processed packaged foods like chips and salsa for a snack instead of, those fresh veggies that are chopped and waiting for me in the fridge. So again, we're all human, right? And sometimes these things do happen, and that's okay. But even though, in the grand scheme of things, when we need to do this and we need to prioritize this, even though we have good intentions, sometimes they just don't come to fruition because we didn't prioritize the planning ahead, right? So control the controllable. All right. Now, pardon me, make time, make your time, I should say, in the kitchen worth it. I also want to say this, prep in a way that makes sense to you. It doesn't have to look like Instagram or Pinterest, or, you don't have to prep full meals for the whole 5 days of the work week if that doesn't work for you. Okay. I get that some people love doing that, and that's great. I love that for them. But I know for me, that doesn't work because I typically don't know what I want to eat until the day of. But I know I'll always make it work for myself when I have already cooked the veggies, cooked the protein, cooked the carbs, right? And they're in the fridge waiting for me. I will always turn that into something, but it needs to be there for me, right? So, another quick tip here, and this is concerning breakfast. Now, I'm all about making things easy and as streamlined as possible. And I know a lot of you are looking for that as well. So, an example for breakfast is finding 1 to 2 recipes that are good go-tos for you for the work week that you can rotate through. Okay, of course, having one staple is totally okay, but I think variety is, the spice of life here, and we don't want to get sick with having the same exact breakfast day after day, week after week, month after month, right? I want to always encourage you to explore adding in another type of recipe so you can also give your gut that variety that it loves. All right. Now, just as an example here, maybe that's an overnight oatmeal recipe that you can make a few batches of, this overnight oats on a Sunday night. And this could be like getting 3 glass jars, adding in the oatmeal into each jar, the protein powder, if you're open to using that. Again, we want to prioritize protein at every meal. some added fiber from like flaxseed or chia seed, adding in some cinnamon. I personally love adding cinnamon to a lot of things, and overnight oatmeal is one of them, and whatever else kind of dry ingredient you want, right? Then you put the lids on the jars, of course, store them in the pantry. And then whenever you know you're going to need an easy breakfast in the morning, maybe you have an early work meeting or you have to be out of the house earlier and you just need something quick, or you know you're not going to have breakfast at all, the night before you grab one of those prepped jars of dry overnight oat ingredients. You add the liquid to them, whether that is milk or water or a combination of both. If you know this jar of protein or overnight oatmeal and protein powder is only yielding maybe 20 grams, let's add in some dairy the night before too, like some Greek yogurt, right? And boost that protein intake up. You mix it all up there, put the lid back on the jar, put it in the fridge, okay? And then, boom, the next morning you have breakfast where all you have to do is either enjoy it cold or you can warm it up. Maybe you need to add a little bit more liquid to it to make it the consistency that you like. Maybe you want to top it with some fruit or, some nuts or nut butter, whatever you prefer, whatever flavor you want to go for, and you're good to go. That literally took you a minute or two in the morning to really just like fix it up to your liking. And now you're going to be well fueled in the morning and help you kickstart your day on the right foot. All right. Again, that's just one example there. I know not everybody loves oatmeal, but you can take this tip and apply it into whatever type of breakfast or recipe that you know you need to prepare in advance so you can set yourself up for success in the morning. All right. Now let's move on to the next tip here, and that is getting serious about your water intake. So if you are, maybe drinking from plastic water bottles that you get at the grocery store, and it's just hard for you to track exactly how much water you're actually drinking because you drink them, maybe you throw them out when you're out and about, and you're just not being super intentional with like, well, how much water am I actually drinking, right? Or maybe you just aren't great with drinking water in general. Let's try and put a better focus on this habit, okay? Now, water intake, I know you know this, but it is so important, not only for weight loss and achieving healthy weight, but it also helps digestion. It helps, break down that food, and it also helps to prevent constipation. It boosts our energy because dehydration can make you feel tired and sluggish throughout the day. It flushes out toxins by helping your kidneys and liver remove waste from the body, right? It lubricates the joints, it keeps them moving, reduces that pain and stiffness as well. It even supports brain function. It can reduce headaches. I know that's a big one for me. If I am under my water intake, just not getting enough that I know my body needs, I am getting a headache like clockwork. And that's just a big reminder to stay up on my water. All right. So here are some ways you can begin to prioritize more water in your day, especially during busy work days or work weeks. All right. Now, number one is start early. So the night before, fill up a glass of water and set it in a spot you're going to see it first thing in the morning. Okay, whether that is a kitchen counter or a nightstand. So when you wake up, of course, go to the bathroom first, get on the scale because we use that scale as a tool, right? Just to see how is everything working for your body, for your goals. The next thing you want to do right after that is grab that glass of room temp water because it's been sitting out all night, right? And drink at least 10 to 16 ounces first thing in the morning. To not only help, of course, hydrate your body since we wake up dehydrated, but it also helps to kickstart elimination in the body and get a head start on your daily water intake goal. All right. Next here is keeping a refillable water bottle with you at all times. So again, I know it can be really easy and just convenient to have those plastic water bottles, but getting a bigger refillable water bottle that holds, maybe 30 ounces or a little bit more can just really help you stay on track. Just be sure, again, to take your water with you no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. All right. And I probably countless times have brought my water bottle into a video here as an example, but mine holds about 25 to 30 ounces. I want to say it's like a silly number, like 28 ounces or something like that. But this comes in handy for me all the time. And it's just a really good way for me to track my water intake too, because I know for me to get the amount of water I need in a day, I need at least four of these water bottles. Okay. And so really easy to track your water is, maybe if you want to use my little tip here, you can get 4 hair ties or 4 rubber bands and wrap them around the top of your water bottle here. And those will signify how many bottles you need to drink through. Now, this could look different for you based off of your unique water intake goal, right? But this is what I do. I put 4 at the top. So first thing in the morning, I reach for this. I drink 1 bottle. I tried to do that first thing in the morning, and then that hair tie comes off. And then I know I only need 3 more today, right? And I try and really front load that in the morning and in the afternoon, and then slowly taper off in the evening. So I am not up in the middle of the night having to go to the bathroom. And I know you don't want to deal with that either. Okay. So keep that refillable water bottle with you, keep it full, and be mindful of how much you are actually drinking and, reach that target that you set with your nutritionist. All right, now this next little tip here kind of goes into, that example I told you with the hair ties, but set reminders. If you need those reminders to drink, okay, you can use your phone alarm or even download an app to help remind yourself to take a break from whatever you're doing and drink some water. I get that we can get so busy with tasks, whether that's for work or homeschooling or whatever's going on in the day, but you still need to stay hydrated. And I guarantee that consistency of water intake is going to help you so much, and feeling more energized and just feeling better nourished so you can handle whatever task comes your way with more ease. All right. Now, you can even pair your water intake with other habits, meaning, maybe after a meal, when you finish that last bite, you can drink, grab your water and drink after your meals. Okay. That can just become like a habit you don't even think about in a couple weeks after you start doing that. Or maybe after you go to the bathroom, you just reach for your water bottle and you drink some more water, right? And again, these ways to drink your water can just become automatic for getting in more water in your day. Last tip here for water is just flavor it up if you need to. All right. Adding, fresh citrus or vegetables or fruits like lemon, cucumber, or some berries to naturally flavor your water and make it more exciting can really go a long way for some people. That can even look like adding some high quality essential oils to your water or using natural water enhancers like the brand Stur, that is STUR. Or maybe that looks like, naturally flavored seltzer waters mid-afternoon. Just enjoying that to kind of break away from, the possible monotony that one may feel with drinking plain water. Again, to help switch it up, some of these tips can really just be more helpful, especially if you're just not used to this habit and maybe water just feels a little blah to you. You will get used to this, and I know you will start to crave more water as you give your body the proper hydration that it really needs and loves. Okay. All right, that moves us into our last tip here, and this is move your body in simple ways. Okay, so I'm going to give just a couple tips here, but that is number one, take time to go outside, of course, weather permitting, to maybe go on a 15-minute walk. And this can be so powerful, not only for your physical health and your weight loss goals, but for your mental, for your emotional, and your cognitive health too. Okay, and this could be, first thing in the morning. If you have that capacity, go out on a morning walk with the sunrise. That is so healing for the body to be able to do that. Maybe this is mid-afternoon or right after dinner. Maybe you want to take the whole family on a walk and have them be a part of this new habit with you. Whatever that looks like, maybe it's a couple times in the day. We don't have to go super hard at this focus, at this habit, right? You could just schedule a couple days out of the week to start, if this is a new habit for you, to start to implement more daily or more walks, right? And then they could turn into more daily walks as you get used to this. All right, and my second tip here is, whether you are working from home or not, I really believe it is so important to schedule little breaks throughout the workday to get out of your seat. If you are, regularly sitting for work, maybe after you completed a task for work or just finished up an hour-long work meeting, go walk around for a few minutes. This could be, of course, getting outside and just, walking around in nature, or just, again, weather permitting, walking around the house or getting out your walking pad and just walking for a few minutes on that. But this will greatly help with, improving circulation, supporting your heart health, preventing muscle stiffness, regulating blood sugar, and just really, again, aiding in that healthy weight management. But cognitively, this will help with boosting brain function, reducing stress and fatigue, and enhancing your mood too. All right. And really, just overall, I feel that, if we are able to get outside for this little break, I feel that nature is just so healing. And, just being able to get some natural sunlight on our bodies just for a few minutes, breathe in some fresh air, and have our eyes look at the beautiful world instead of a screen all day long, right? Getting those little breaks where we could just give our body this little rest that it really does need can do wonders, not only, again, for our overall health, but even for your drive, your effectiveness, and your creativity at work. I think that will make us so much better and more alert, right? And, just be able to perform better in whatever task that we're having to do. So, with that, that concludes, just again, it was a few tips, but I wanted to dive deeper into each of these areas, and hopefully it really helped you to see, hey, I think I could do that, or I think I could start working on this new habit a little bit better so I can just prepare and support my future self, right? Throughout a busy week or whatever that could look like. Again, it's all about controlling the controllable. And a lot of these things, I will say it again too, are easy to do, but they're also easy not to do. So have that conversation with yourself and see, hey, what do I kind of need to buckle down on and get over myself with, right? And say, I do have time for this. I need to make it a priority. And you will show up for yourself in so many incredible ways. All right. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll catch you next time.